10 killed, 7 injured as building collapses in Ibadan. Abducted Kaduna female doctor freed after 10 months. Taraba tricycle operators block Jalingo Highway in protest over police extortions. On the foreign scene, Spain floor death toll soars to 158. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us. 10 bodies have been recovered from the debris of a collapsed story building at Jegede in Oluloyo area of Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Some persons were also confirmed injured in the collapse that took place in the Oyo State capital on Thursday. General Manager of Oyo State Fire Service, Yemi Akinka, in a statement noted that the service got a distress call around 2 a.m. from residents of the area as a building had collapsed, trapping many under the rubble. The police also confirmed the development in a statement, saying adequate security has currently been placed in the area to prevent hoodlums from taking over the incident scene and as well protect the lives and property of other residents within the jurisdiction.
The incident happened as a result of the rainfall yesterday night. During the thunderstorm, as I've learned, the building collapsed. And it trapped a lot of people inside. It was this morning that I was hearing that that house is being used to take care of, to heal some, to treat some mad people and mentally retarded people. And it made that also harbor many people.
And we are here on inspection and even to confirm what has actually happened and equally commiserate with the people in the community and the family affected. And we've seen it. And from what we all can see, if I can put it in this way, the building is already distressed. It's obvious and it's something visible even to the blind. The building is tired and nobody is supposed to occupy it. And to forestall occurrence of this ugly incident, that's why His Excellency Governor Sheyi Makinde approved recently what I will call building amnesty, whereby buildings in the state are expected to have a building approval. I can tell you without any search that this building affected doesn't have any building approval. And even from what I'm seeing within this community, so many buildings are here that are distressed and I believe they don't have any building approval.
A female resident medical doctor at the National Eye Center in Kaduna State, Ganiat Kupola, who was kidnapped by bandits in December 2023, has finally been released after being held captive for 10 long months. Kupola, a registrar in the Department of Ophthalmology at the National Eye Center, was abducted alongside her husband, Nuruddin Kupola, who is a military officer, and her nephew, Folaromi Abdul Mugni, who lives with them. The kidnappers had earlier demanded a whopping 40 million naira ransom, which was paid, after which they released her husband on March 8, 2024, and still refused to release Dr. Popola and her nephew. Dr. Popola and her nephew were, however, freed on Wednesday evening, bringing an end to the terrifying ordeal in the hands of the abductors. The president of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, Dr. Tokwe Usundara, expressed immense joy and relief over her release, thanking everyone who contributed to this safe return. The kidnapping of the medical doctor and her family members highlights the growing concern about incessant abductions and ransom demands by kidnappers in the country. Over in Kaduna State, the police say they arrested about 8 suspected kidnappers, armed robbers, social miscreants and vandals in the month of October 2024. The Kaduna Police Command also says it has in its custody one Nuhu Haruna, suspected of killing his stepmother after a heated argument over some bags of soya beans. Abdullah Yamadi completes the report.
As for Nuhu Haruna, it all began following an argument over who should be the rightful owner of some bags of soybeans between him and his father, where his stepmother, Rabi Haruna, intervened, a situation that triggered attack and a subsequent killing. Similarly, the police is investigating one Usman Abdurrahman who is suspected of attempted robbery and causing grievous hurt on one Muhammad Filin Samji, where he used machete in cutting off his hand and collected his phone. In the same vein, the police have succeeded in arresting one Isayana who specialized in organizing kidnapping for ransom in connection with the disappearance of one Bellasani of Dore village in Bindawa local government area of the state.
What happened is that the suspect had a misunderstanding with his stepmother, one Rabi Haruna, age 40 years old, of the same address, over a soya beans. The suspect fetched some soya beans belonging to his father, which the stepmother reported him to his father, and the suspect find it unpleasant and they had misunderstanding, which he used a stick in attacking his stepmother and ended up killing her.
The police have also reported two separate cases of kidnapping for ransom involving one Abubakar Nasir alias Haru from Daura and Nasir Sanusi from Kankara local government areas of Katsina State. According to the police, Abubakar Nasir was previously arrested in connection with rape case and is currently standing trial in court, having confessed to have conspired with his fellow kidnappers and invaded Ungwarmaza in Kafur local government, where they kidnapped some women. As for Nasir Sanusi, he is being detained in connection with criminal conspiracy, kidnapping, and culpable homicide, where he is suspected of kidnapping his uncle, collected 8 million naira ransom, in addition to some bags of fertilizer before killing his victim.
And demanded a ransom of about 13 million naira to secure the release of these victims.
Some suspected vandals of electric cables, including Zainul Abidin and Mansour Isa, are also being interrogated by the police for stealing and vandalizing national assets. While commending the good people of the state for volunteering useful information that led to the arrest, police are asking Katsina residents to always monitor the movement of their children to prevent them from falling victims of circumstances. Abdullahi Izumayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
The Nigerian Governors Forum have expressed empathy for Nigerians on Thursday morning, acknowledging the severe economic challenges in the country while voicing optimism that President Bola Tinubu's reforms will soon yield positive results. Imo State Governor and Chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum, Senator Hope Uzodinma, disclosed this while reading the communique issued at the end of the forum's meeting held in Abuja at the early hour of Thursday morning. The Chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum outlined the governor's position during a media briefing following the NGF meeting in Abuja. He noted that governors acknowledged the importance of these measures in securing the nation's energy resources and improving the efficiency and resilience of NNPC's production and supply chain, as well as to ameliorate the sufferings of Nigerians. Other issues highlighted while reading the communique includes NGF partnership with African Medical Center of Excellence aimed at improving health care outcomes and accessibility for all Nigerians, collaboration with the DSS to safeguard the nation, among others. Justice Joyce Abdul-Malik of the Federal High Court Abuja has dismissed the suit filed by the oil-producing communities in Bayelsa and Delta State, seeking to nullify what they allege is the illegal appointment in the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The communities had approached the court seeking a nullification of President Bola Tinubu's appointment of Chiedu Ebie as chairman of the NDDC. In their suit, the plaintiffs argued that Ebie was not qualified to head the board of the NDDC since he was not from the oil-producing area with the highest quantum of oil production. Delivering judgment, Justice Joyce Abdul-Malik held that, given Section 24 subsection 2 of the NDDC Act, the plaintiffs had no lucus standi. Still on court-related matters, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has reserved judgment in an appeal filed by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, challenging its prescription as a terrorist organization by the federal government. A three-man panel led by Justice Hamma Barka adjourned the matter for judgment after the federal government and IPOB, through their respective lawyers, adopted their final briefs of argument. While a counsel from the Federal Ministry of Justice, Oyilade Kolesho, announced his appearance for the government, IPOB was represented by a team of lawyers led by Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Chukwuma Machukwume. The detained leader of the IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, had earlier applied to be joined as an interested party in the appeal. IPOB is praying the appellate court set aside in its entirety the ruling and final decision of the late former Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Abdul Kafarati, which on September 15, 2017 outlawed its activities in Nigeria. However, in its 5 grounds of appeal, IPOB contended that Justice Abdul Kafarati erred in law and occasioned a miscarriage of justice when he ruled that the mandatory statutory condition requiring President Muhammadu Buhari's approval under Section 2, Subsection 1C of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013 was satisfied on the authority of a memo the AGF, that is the Attorney General of Federation, issued on September 15, 2017. After it had listened to both sides, the appeal court panel said it would communicate the judgment date to the parties. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says it has recovered over 248 billion naira in the last 1 year. The Commission's Director of Public Affairs, Wilson Uwajaren, made this known on Thursday when he gave an update on the achievements of the anti-graft agency so far. According to Uwajaren, over £53,000 and €172,000 was recovered, as well as another €5,000 for victims of crime in Spain. Uwajaren further added that the Commission is taking its rapid response a notch higher, as it will lead to a drop in cybercrime, while noting that the Commission has also secured more than 35 convictions for naira abuse by Nigerians at social events. Uwajaren said 3 new directorates are set to emerge in Ekiti, Katsina and Anambra states. Over in Adamawa State, the government, in collaboration with UNICEF, has launched the Adamawa State Social Protection Policy and Costed Implementation Plan. The event, held at the Government House in Yola, aims to address the challenges posed by climate change and insecurity, which have exposed citizens to various forms of hardships. Gibson Soadigo reports.
Commissioners, permanent secretaries, and other stakeholders converged at the conference hall of Government House Yola, Adamawa State, to launch a social protection policy and costed implementation plan, monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning plan in partnership with UNICEF. Launching the policy document, Governor Fintri, represented by the Commissioner for Reconstruction, Rehabilitation and Reintegration, Hamandaram, noted that the social protection policy seeks to reduce poverty and improve the well-being of all citizens through deliberate interventions. He emphasized that the policy will implement 24 measures in 8 key areas of the social sector, including education and healthcare.
The Adamawa State Social Protection Policy aligns with the State Development Plan of 2020-2025 and the 5 objectives of Global Sustainable Development Goals, which are directly related to social protection.
The Executive Chairman of the Adamawa State Planning Commission, Mary Paninga, praised the Governor for laying the foundation for protecting the less privileged and vulnerable. She said the initiative demonstrates the government's commitment to transparency, efficiency, and accountability in addressing socio-economic hardship and insurgency in Adamawa State.
This is why, together with this document, there's the implementation plan attached, making it very, very, very easy, simple, and seamless to ensure that the implementation takes place together with the monitoring apparatus.
Director General of Paweka, Michael Zira, announced the governor's approval for the disbursement of another tranche of the Fintri wallet. Gibson Soadigo, Trust TV News, Yola.
More stories. Tricycle operators, popularly known as Keke Napep riders in Jalingo, blocked the major highway in the Taraba state capital over alleged extortion by the police. The blockade, which lasted over 2 hours, was said to have disrupted free flow of traffic within the city centre. Here's the report.
The chairman Keke Napep riders in Jalingo, Nasiru Garba, who spoke shortly after the protest, lamented that some traffic police officers have been harassing members of the group under the guise of wrong parking and other excuses. All get was extorting money from them. Garba noted that those who fail to give them money will be arrested, charged, and taken to the station.
We were in the office when we heard that the 4 traffic police officers were involved in a fight with our members at a roadblock. We went there to settle the case, but the place was too rowdy and crowded. Everybody around that place knows those traffic officers because we report them severally to the DC, and he has promised to take all the necessary action to stop this from happening.
Another branch chairman of the Keke riders, Saad Isiaka, found out the attitude of some security personnel who use their uniforms as a tool to violate the rights of the citizens.
What happened at the roadblock today is just unfortunate. The attitude of security personnel who always come to extort us via unnecessary taxes is not fair. They caught my boy yesterday around NNPC filling station and collected 1,500 naira from him for no reason. Yes, our Keke riders did not do well, but the security personnel are the cause of everything. They don't wear uniform, but will instead disguise and enter the Keke, arrest the rider without taking us to the station. They will only ask us to settle them there through bribes. When we refuse, then they will call their people from the station to come and arrest us without any reason.
Some eyewitnesses described the altercation as unnecessary and called for an amicable solution to the fracas.
What happened today at the roadblock is that one of our riders parked behind a car that parked in no parking area, and the traffic did not accost the car but entered the Keke and asked the rider to bring something because he parked at a no parking area. But the rider tried to explain to the traffic police that the place is a parking place since there was no sign displaying no parking. The disagreement led to an altercation that saw other riders blocking the road. It took the intervention of the military to settle the scuffle. To be frank, these people are not fair to us. The security personnel will come and enter your vehicle in mufti, waiting for you to drop your passenger. If you mistakenly stop at no parking area, he will arrest you and ask you to do something and go. If not, they will take us to their station and arrest us there. I don't know much about what happened, but I heard that one Keke driver wanted to park beside the highway. In fact, he did not even stop, and the traffic police entered the Keke and asked the rider to bring something. When he refused, the fight ensued, and other riders in the area joined their colleagues to beat up the officer before military officers arrived and calmed the situation.
The Union of the Keke riders, as well as operators, called on the security agencies to reduce the taxes they impose on them to enable them make profit from their trade. I attempt to speak with the police public relations officer of the Taraba State Command proved.
Now, the Katsina State Revenue Service says it is re-strategizing to meet its 3 billion naira revenue generation target before the end of December 2024. This is even as the Katsina Internal Revenue Service generated over 2 billion naira in the month of September 2024 from the initial 500,000 naira in the previous years. Abdullah Yama details us more.
This is the highest collection ever recorded in a month by the Katsina State Revenue Service since its establishment over 35 years ago. The feat was achieved following the introduction of a central billing system payment gateway by the Katsina State government, as well as blocking of all leakages by the new leadership of the Revenue Service, among many other reforms. The chairman of the Internal Revenue Service in Katsina, Muhammad Isiaku, said the target is to generate a living revenue that would allow the state government to execute people-oriented projects that would better the lives of the citizens. In another move to hit the 3 billion naira monthly revenue for the state from now to December 2024, the service is engaging consultants and agents who will oversee revenue collection from the shadow economy or informal sector.
Is that this collection is a technology driven. We are going to use technology. And in that technology, the collection account of the government is residing there. Then there is going to be a wallet. That wallet belongs to the super agent. which for him to use that particular solution, he must credit his wallet. Automatically the accounting system will be like, it will debit your wallet, the wallet you have funded, and credit the government's account immediately.
The consultants highlighted the importance of the informal sector in revenue generation, saying they have developed a web-based portal that will assist in revenue collection and block leakages that will further boost tax collection and generate job opportunities to the state.
We look at the informal sector. Informal sector contributed over 75% of total collection in every state. And this very sector has not been fully tapped into. So we have identified this place and we felt, okay, Access Bank, in partnership with the Casino Central Revenue Service, let's come together and see how we can generate more revenue.
We do revenue enhancement. The system is supposed to do ease of payment, revenue enhancement, revenue maintenance, whilst we block leakages. So if we have all this in mind, we have carved out solutions and processes to be able to ensure that from the moment this project kicks off, and we hand over the technology and the processes to the agents and super agents.
Public commentators in Katsina believed that the smooth transition into the informal sector revenue collection will guarantee growth in revenue generation, which will further improve the economy of the state. Abdullahi Izumayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
The presidency has clarified that the tax reform bill before the National Assembly is not targeted at the 19 northern states. The 19 northern states had rejected the bill, especially the proposed amendment to the distribution of value-added tax to a derivation-based model. But in a statement on Thursday, presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga said the new proposal, as enunciated in the bill, is designed to create a fairer system that will benefit all states. Onanuga stated that the ongoing tax reform seeks to correct the inequity in the current derivation model as a basis for distributing VAT revenue. According to him, the new policy initiatives are aimed at streamlining Nigeria's tax administration processes, enhancing efficiency and eliminating redundancies across the nation's tax operations. He explained that the reforms being proposed are critical to improving the lives of Nigerians and were not put forward by President Tinubu to undermine any part of the country. Over in Spain, it has begun 3 days of mourning on Thursday after at least 158 people died following devastating floods, with authorities asking people to stay at home in affected areas as rescuers race to find survivors in the rare disaster. An exceptionally powerful Mediterranean storm from Tuesday unleashed heavy rains and torrents of mud-filled water that swept away people and wrecked homes, with the eastern Valencia region hit hardest. The body coordinating rescue work in the Valencia region announced that 155 bodies had been recovered there by Thursday afternoon. Officials in Castilla-La Mancha and Andalusia had announced a combined 3 deaths in their regions on Wednesday. With many people still missing and some areas remaining inaccessible to rescuers, government ministers had warned that Wednesday's provisional toll of 95 was likely to rise. King Felipe VI warned the emergency was still not over, and National Weather Service, AMET, put parts of eastern and southern regions on high alert levels for rain on Thursday. Flags flew at half-mast on government buildings, and minutes of silence were observed nationwide at the start of 3 days of national mourning after Spain's deadliest floods in decades. The Nigerian National League has warned clubs against crowd violence in the new season. The league organizers emphasized the need for crowd control and urged clubs to desist from destruction or rather restriction of live streaming of matches. The NNL chairman, George Aluo, gave the advice at the closing ceremony of the coaches and media managers workshop in Ikenne. Aluo assured clubs participating in the league of prompt payments of referees' indemnities, while assuring that the NNL board remains impartial and will not favor any club. Aluo said all grievances should be directed to the Secretariat, where they will be addressed promptly. The new season will commence on Saturday, November 30. That concludes news updates at this time. For more of our news programs and documentaries, do want to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for watching. Good evening.